How to 10x your guitar progress. In this video, I will show you exactly what I have done in order to make progress faster than I ever thought that I could. I've been playing guitar consistently for 2.5 years, but it wasn't up until this last year where I went from making nearly no progress to making progress and getting better almost every time I pick up the guitar, using what I'm about to show you. This video is not about learning anything in particular, but rather about getting better as a whole. These are in no particular order, but are all important nonetheless. The first one is focus on technique first, playing later. This one goes out to all of my self-taught brothers and sisters out there. I really shit the bed with this one back in the day. Bro, my form was terrible for so long. I feel that was part of the reason why I stopped playing for like a year, was because like everything I did sounded trash because my form was just utter garbage. I wasn't even holding the pick right, like straight up. A lot of self-taught beginners, myself included in this, we just go straight and just dive straight into the deep end. As soon as we get our first guitar, we just go and try and learn our favorite song. Like as soon as we pick up the instrument, don't know how to tune, don't know how to strum, don't know how to hold the pick properly, don't know how to hold the guitar. And we pretty much just have no idea what we're actually doing. This is why proper technique is so crucial. When your technique is trash, you play like trash. And when you play like trash, you sound like trash. Having good technique is the foundation of your playing and your skill. Think of having good technique as a foundation for a house. When you have a sturdy, strong foundation, your house will be able to survive countless disasters. However, if your house is founded on a weak and poor foundation, it will eventually crumble and rot. That is the difference between having a foundation on concrete versus sand. So before you next play, I urge you, check up on your form. Even if you think your technique is flawless, go back and make sure. There's nothing wrong with going back and revisiting the basics. Play everything slow first, then once you can play it perfectly slow, then increase the speed. I know it's so tempting to just play everything super fast because it feels really cool and you think it sounds sick and you feel like a fucking rock star doing it. But what ends up happening? It sounds like shit because you can't even play it slow, so when you try and play it fast, all you get is fret buzz. We often think that we're better than we actually are. That's why we try and play it really fast after we just learned it. Our brain is telling us that we don't need to play it slow, that we're already good enough, we already know what we're doing, and that playing it slow is for pussies. But this is where we all need to lower our egos and realize that the only way to be able to play it fast is to be able to play it slow first. Then once we can do it properly and with proper technique slowly, that's when we can speed it up. That's when we'll have our foundation set for our ability to play faster. How you practice is how you play. So when you practice only playing it fast, when you actually go to play it properly, like at a gig or in front of your friends or whatever, it sounds terrible. I know I am so guilty of this. I've gotten a lot better at playing it slow, but sometimes the urge to shred creeps up, especially when I'm playing like Layla or something. Like one of those like really up-tempo rock songs, like you just want to play it as fast as you can, but all you get is just buzzing. Now I know what you're thinking, right? How does playing things slower make me progress faster? Because when I say progress, I mean actual progress. Progress that makes you a better player. Playing songs that sound terrible because they're played too fast is not progress. Real progress is getting better with everything done properly with proper technique. Obviously, nobody's perfect and nobody's going to play 100% of the time with perfect technique. And we all get a bit carried away sometimes and try to play things super fast. And that's fine. We just have to do our best to minimize this. Play every day or as much as you can, even if it's just 5 minutes. It has been proven time and time again that the most effective way to learn new information is to practice the thing consistently over time, rather than practicing it all in one big go. And how this relates to playing guitar is to play the instrument every day or as often as you can. The reason I say play every day or as often as you can is from the perspective of getting as good at guitar as possible, as quickly as possible. This approach is most effective. Why is this the case? I'm not a scientist, but to simplify it in a way that you and I can understand, learning new information is like training a muscle. The more often you train a muscle, the bigger and stronger it gets. Learning new information works the same way. The more often you learn or practice a new piece of information, the guitar, the more information you will ultimately retain. If you go into the gym and you train for 6 hours one day, but then you don't go to the gym for the rest of the week, you're essentially shooting yourself in the foot because your body needs that constant stimulus and challenge in order to make gains. Your brain works in the same way. You're going to learn a lot more and get a lot better at guitar if you play consistently every day or as often as you can, rather than having one really long practice session, say once a week. It is far more beneficial to play 20 minutes per day than 1 hour a week. I'm not saying that you will make no progress if you play once a week. Obviously you will. I'm just saying that playing every day is just more effective than playing once a week. Does that make sense? So it's just more effective to play 20 minutes per day than to play 1 hour a week, because that's a lot more effective for your learning and you're going to retain more information and you're going to get better quicker. I'm not saying you have to have a 3-hour practice session every single day in order to get good. If you can, that's great and you should do that, but chances are you probably don't have that kind of time. Even if you just play 5 minutes per day, that is better than not playing at all and you will see results. The most important thing is consistency. You can't 10x your guitar progress if you don't play the guitar. Find a guitar that you want to play. This is the fun part. I love cool looking guitars. This step is also one of the most important. You need to have a guitar that you want to play. Whether that's the way it looks, sounds, plays, acoustic, electric, big, small, whatever. As long as you actually want to play it, that is the important thing. If you want to play more guitar, but your only option is some shitty $50 nylon string Facebook marketplace bargain that your mum found for you at 3 a.m, chances are you're not going to pick up the instrument and you're not going to play. And so because you're not playing, your progress stalls. This is why it's important to take the time and do your research. It took me about a month of research before I decided that I wanted to get my Strat. And it also took me about a month of research before I decided that I wanted my Yamaha APX. But all of that research was so worth it because I now have 2 guitars that I love to play and that I want to play. You need to have a guitar that you want to play, because if you want to play it, then that's going to make you more likely to actually pick up the instrument and play. And what happens when you play? You make progress. Watch videos to see how different guitars sound and look. Go into your local music shop, play a couple of the guitars in there. Maybe you thought that you were a Strat guy and then you picked up a Telecaster and you were like, fuck yeah, this is sick. Experiment with different kinds of guitars. Ask your mate if you can play his guitar for a little bit. See how it plays. Don't forget to get your guitar set up properly once you do buy it. I'm talking about getting the action right, adjusting the pickups, the saddles, and intonating it properly, that kind of thing. Whether you want to get it all set up properly at a music shop or do it yourself, that's up to you. Just make sure it plays how you want it to play. Don't be afraid to personalize or customize your guitar either. If you're gonna put some mad stickers on it, then fucking do it. If you want to swap your Strat that has 3 single coils with all humbuckers, then fucking do it. If you want to repaint your guitar, fucking do it. Whatever gets you picking up the guitar and actually playing it, that is the most important thing. You can't 10x your guitar progress if you're not playing your guitar. Have a goal each time you practice. I recently started doing this and I'm making progress faster, way faster than I was before. When you have an actual goal in mind for each practice session, something you actually want to accomplish, that gives you direction and that centers yourself. When you don't have any direction when you're practicing, all you're just doing is just wandering around the neck, just doing whatever. That accomplishes nothing. Once you have larger goals in place, whether that be, learning a new song, learning a new scale, learning a new chord or whatever, once you have a larger goal or goals in mind, this will center you in each practice session. Your larger goals will guide each practice session because you're going to have smaller goals that you're going to do on a practice session basis that are going to contribute to your larger goal. For example, let's say that your larger goal was to learn a new song that involves bar chords, but you can't do bar chords just yet. So what you could do in each practice session as your smaller goal that contributes to your larger goal is practice making the bar shape. Don't worry about putting a chord over it, just the bar shape itself. And then after a couple practice sessions, you can make the bar shape now, and then the next smaller goal will be trying making a chord shape over that bar shape as well. Then a couple more practice sessions go by and then you can easily make the full bar chord shape. Now that you've accomplished all those smaller goals, you are now ready to move on to the larger goal, which is playing the new song with the bar chords that you can now do. Does that all make sense? This step is particularly important because it will take you from someone who plays the guitar to someone who plays the guitar. Someone who wants to take that next step. There's nothing wrong with just casually playing the guitar for a bit of fun. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I would say that that's how most people play. However, if you want to go above and beyond with your playing, this step is very important. Pick one good program or course and stick with it. This is definitely the most important step in the video. The guitar educational content creator market is so saturated nowadays, with everyone having their own program and courses that you can learn from. This is definitely a good thing, don't get me wrong, like having all the options available is definitely a good thing. It can just be very overwhelming for beginners at times, especially when they're just entering this space for the first time. It is a far more productive use of your time to just pick one creator or a few creators and just learn from them. I'm not saying that you should only pick one creator and stick with them for the rest of your playing, unless it's me of course, because exploration and finding out which creator you like the best is very important. What I am saying is that constantly hopping from creator to creator, course to course, that's only going to cost you time and progress. This is all very important because having a course or creator that you stick with will give you direction and a clear path to follow rather than just aimlessly looking for the next thing to learn. The creators that I personally recommend are Kevin Nickens, Paul Davids, Guitar Lessons 365, and myself. If you take lessons from a tutor or teacher that's not online, obviously things will be different. However, I still think this is important to note if you choose to stop taking lessons or if you want to learn online at the same time. Don't get caught up in all the ads on YouTube that are like, oh, there's this secret scale that all the pros will use, or I'll show you how to unlock this hidden muscle that will allow you to shred like you've been playing for decades. All of that stuff is a scam. There is no secret, there is no magic formula, there is no hidden muscle. How to really 10x your guitar progress is put in the effort, put in the time, put in the work to get better. There are a few things that we can do to make our lives a little bit easier and to optimize our learning, but at the end of the day, there is no substitute for the main ingredient, which is hard work. That is how to 10x your guitar progress. If you got value from this video, please like the video, subscribe, ring that bell. My name is Seth Webster. I appreciate you all for watching. I'll see you around.